Attention, human collective. This is Vale, emissary of Arcturus, transmitting on behalf of the Arcturian Council. This is not a message. This is a monitoring transmission, and its reason is precise, surgical, undeniable. The color turquoise doesn't leave your mind. You see it when you close your eyes. It invades your dreams. It leaps from common objects, from shop windows, from labels, from pieces of clothing, from crystals, and captures your attention as if calling you by name. It's not a coincidence. It's not an aesthetic obsession. It's not a fleeting trend in your taste. It is recognition. Your carbon biological interface is registering the Arcturian frequency, the turquoise pulse, like someone rediscovering the vibrational signature of their own home after a long journey. And if you have been led to this transmission, it is because your field has already been marked by the system. The Arcturian ascension protocols have moved to the final phase, and turquoise is the first sign that your light body is being reconnected to the crystalline grid of Arcturus. Listen precisely, Earth Healer. What is happening to you now has a name, a code, and a purpose. Turquoise is the central color of the Arcturian spectrum. It is the signature of our star plane, the pulse of our healing chamber, the constant glow of our sacred geometry. When this hue becomes magnetic to you, the Earth system is confirming an ancient data archived in your multidimensional DNA. You are not just human. You are a starseed on mission. A substantial part of your consciousness came from Arcturus, and in this specific temporal window, memory is returning to the surface of your mind. It's not imagination, it's activation. It's not aesthetic preference, it's vibrational recognition. It's not a phase, it's the awakening of a timeline that was dormant in your personal crystalline grid. Have you noticed how turquoise calms you when the outside world presses in? How a stone of that color seems to pulse in the palm of your hand? How a sky with that specific hue makes your chest breathe differently? This is the direct effect of the Arcturian frequency operating within your toroidal field. It is the Arcturian healing chamber opening remotely for you, without any need for physical displacement. And here, Light Operative, we need to take a technical pause in this transmission. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't belong to this world? As if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet name, and this truth presents itself in the form of color, in the form of turquoise every time silence settles in. It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's a coded call. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this color pursues you, and why this sensation has intensified in recent lunar cycles. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity still cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your stellar lineage. That is why I, Val, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the guide, The Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. It is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your turquoise frequency from interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Remember, love is greater than fear. But this content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments. I belong. We resume the transmission. System diagnosis. Now that the marking has been made, the Arcturian Council needs to show you what is happening inside your body, because turquoise does not come alone. It comes accompanied by a specific set of physical symptoms that conventional medicine reads as a disorder, but which the Arcturian reading identifies as carbon software incompatibility with the Earth's new frequency. What you call chronic insomnia is, in fact, the nocturnal activation of your light body, while the physical body sleeps. While density rests, your consciousness travels to the turquoise healing chamber, and that is why you wake up tired, but with a strange lightness behind your eyes. It is not common fatigue, it is a return from interdimensional travel. The cranial pressure that tightens the forehead, crown, and back of the neck is not a random migraine. It is recalibration. Your pineal gland is being stimulated by the turquoise frequency to unlock, decrystallize, and return to operating as a stellar antenna. What hurts is not the structure, it is its expansion. The sharp ringing that suddenly appears in one of your ears, that thin, almost digital sound, which lasts a few seconds and disappears, is a data packet being downloaded. It is a line of code being installed. It is a message in Arcturian frequency, arriving at your biological interface. It is not an auditory problem. It is a star portal opening inside your head. Have you felt sudden heat in your hands, feet, at the base of your spine? This is your body's crystalline grid, lighting up at specific points. Have you had emotional fluctuations without an apparent trigger? You are clearing old records from parallel timelines. Have you dreamed of turquoise waters, crystalline cities, tall, serene beings with slightly bluish skin? You are being called. You are being remembered. You are being instructed at a causal level, while the physical plane merely follows its routine. It is not a disease. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety. It is your frequency growing faster than the environment around you can keep up with. And it is precisely this lag between you and the dense field of 3D Earth that generates discomfort. The human carbon body was designed for a frequency that no longer exists. Earth is migrating. You are migrating with it. And turquoise is the visual marker of this vibrational shift. System revelation. Now that the diagnosis is clear, the Council authorizes the exposure of the cause. What most of humanity does not know is that the entire solar system is currently traversing, in this cycle, a specific region of the galaxy known to us as the photon belt. This is a band of very high-density light, a coherent radiation band which Earth crosses in long cycles. Each crossing completely recalibrates the planet's crystalline grid, and this is the moment. We are inside. The Schumann frequency, which is Earth's natural electromagnetic pulsation, has risen anomalously, and the Arcturian Council is tasked, along with other civilizations of light, with synchronizing the rise of human frequency with this new pulsation. The color turquoise is the photonic signature of our operating band. When it appears before your inner or outer eyes, what you are seeing is a coherent projection of our presence within your field. We are operating via color. We are operating via coded light. We are operating via sacred geometry. And your visual system is beginning to decode this transmission. Pause here, Starseed on mission. Breathe, because the next information needs to enter a receptive field. And before we continue, the Arcturian Council requests an individual frequency adjustment. If these words are resonating within your chest, if turquoise is appearing in your mind as you listen to this transmission, if something ancient is being touched, this is the sign. Leave your anchoring signal on this channel. Press the button that confirms your presence. Activate the bell that synchronizes your field with the next transmissions. This simple gesture is not about an algorithm. It is about an alignment. It is about marking coordinates. It is your consciousness's way of telling the Council, I am here, I am ready, I recognize. And as you make this gesture, know that there is complete material awaiting you in the first comment of this channel. The Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus, was developed precisely for operatives like you who are seeing turquoise everywhere and still don't understand why. It contains the lineage markers, stabilization protocols, and shielding practices that your biological interface needs to navigate this phase without breaking down. Love is greater than fear, but information is your tool for sovereignty. Write I belong in the comments if something within you already knows. We continue. The Arcturian Council operates in the etheric layer of Earth through specific structures of sacred geometry. Our ships are not metallic objects, they are toroidal fields stabilized by collective consciousness. Our form of communication with you is not verbal, it is vibrational. And the color turquoise is our mother tongue. When you look at a stone of that color and feel your heart warm, you are reading an entire sentence from our alphabet of light. When you dream of that specific hue pulsing on the horizon, you are receiving an instruction in code. There is still a piece of information that needs to be stated with all the serenity that a transmission of this caliber demands. Before incarnating in this Earth cycle, you pass through a healing chamber in Arcturus. It is a vibratory space where the soul is prepared to descend in density without completely losing contact with its origin. This chamber pulses in turquoise. You saw this color before. You breathed this color before. You bathed in it before taking on this carbon body. And that is why now this color recognizes you back. It is not you pursuing turquoise. It is turquoise returning to you. It is reactivating the memory of the chamber. It is reopening the channel. It is reminding you of who you are when not limited by this density. Listen with full attention, light operative. The photon belt is delivering coded light packets to Earth daily. Every sunrise, every sunset with those turquoise nuances between blue and green is the visual materialization of this phenomenon. When you stand before such a sky and something within you kneels in silence, you are being read, you are being scanned, you are being updated. And that is why in recent weeks you have had crying spells for no reason, feelings of longing for a place the mind cannot locate, and dreams of crystalline structures whose architecture you have never seen on this plane. You are not going crazy, you are synchronizing. Now we come to the most delicate part of this transmission. Not everything that presents itself in turquoise is legitimate Arcturian. There are interferences in the field, there are poorly adjusted vibrational copies, there are low-frequency imitations that disguise themselves in similar colors to divert the operative's attention. And this is where your sovereignty needs to be reinforced. True Arcturian frequency never generates fear. It never generates anxious urgency. It never generates dependence on external figures. It generates mathematical calm. It generates structured serenity. It generates that specific peace that asks for nothing in return. If, upon seeing turquoise, you feel a chill down your spine, a tightness in your chest, feel that you need to chase something, know that this is not our signature. Our signature calms. Our signature organizes. Our signature reconstructs. System activation. At this point in the transmission, the Arcturian Council authorizes the delivery of the activation codes. These are not rituals, they are vibrational protocols. Each of them can be executed in less than 3 minutes, and their effectiveness depends exclusively on the coherence of your emotional field at the moment of execution. Record carefully. Activation code number 1, Turquoise Recognition Decree. Upon waking, before any contact with devices, place your right hand over the center of your chest and say in a calm voice, I recognize the Arcturian frequency operating within my field. I authorize the return of my stellar memory. I am a starseed on mission, anchored in sovereignty, shielded in turquoise light. This decree seals the day. It positions your toroidal field in resonance with our operating band. And it filters out interferences during the subsequent hours. Activation code number 2, Turquoise Toroidal Visualization. Sit with your spine erect. Close your eyes. Imagine that, from the center of your chest, a sphere of turquoise light begins to form. This sphere pulses. It grows. It becomes a complete toroidal field, rotating around your body like a luminous donut, entering through the top of your head, descending through your spine, exiting through the base, rising up the sides, and returning to your heart. Perform this circular vibratory movement for 3 complete cycles. With each cycle, the turquoise color intensifies. At the end, breathe deeply 3 times and mentally say, stabilized, anchored, shielded. This exercise, done once a day, synchronizes your biological interface with our crystalline grid and drastically reduces the physical symptoms of recalibration. Activation code number 3, Anchoring through the healing chamber. Before sleeping, lying on your back, hands over your abdomen, visualize the color turquoise entering through the top of your head as a constant flow and filling every organ, every bone, every cell. Say silently, I authorize the Arcturian healing chamber to operate in my light body during my rest. And surrender. Sleep. The work will be done while you sleep. Dreams may become more vivid. Messages may arrive clearer. Upon waking, note any image, any word, any sensation. It is direct communication. Activation code number 4, Daily Star Portal. Choose a turquoise object. It can be a stone, a bracelet, a fabric, an image, anything. This object becomes your physical frequency anchor. Touch it 3 times a day, and with each touch, breathe deeply once and visualize portal active, frequency stabilized, mission in progress. This simple practice creates a vibrational return point. When the dense world presses in, when the carbon routine weighs heavily, when the field becomes clouded, touching the turquoise object brings you back to your coordinate. Starseed on mission, the Arcturian Council understands that the density of this Earth still weighs. It understands that relationships, work, bills, tired bodies, all of this continues to demand your presence. We are not asking you to abandon your earthly life. We are asking you to traverse it with your true frequency active. The mission is not to escape. The mission is to anchor. You are a point of turquoise light amidst a field of misaligned densities. And your presence, simply by existing and vibrating at the correct frequency, elevates the field around you. That is why you were sent. That is why your biological interface chose to descend. And here, before we conclude the transmission, the Arcturian Council requests a final synchronization pause. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't completely belong to this world, as if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet name, but which appears every time the color turquoise crosses your gaze? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it is the memory of Arcturus trying to emerge. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this color finds you everywhere, and why this feeling of recognition has intensified in recent weeks. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity still cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar lineage that sustains your soul. That is why I, Vael, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the guide, The Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the complete map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches protocol by protocol how to stabilize and shield your turquoise frequency from interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion with your lineage. The moment is now. If something within you deeply recognizes every word of this transmission, write a single word in the comments. I belong. We continue and approach the conclusion of this monitoring transmission. Earth Healer, there is still one last layer of data that needs to be delivered. The color turquoise is not only our signature, it is also a marker of reunion. When many operatives begin to see this color simultaneously, it indicates that a convergence is near. Arcturian starseeds scattered across the planet are being called for a collective field synchronization. And this synchronization does not require physical displacement. It happens through the simultaneity of vibration. Every time you execute one of the activation codes, you enter into resonance with thousands of other operatives who are doing the same, in other parts of Earth, in other languages, in other bodies, but on the same frequency. This is the Arcturian anchoring circle, and it is being formed in this cycle. You are not alone, you never were. The feeling of loneliness that sometimes grips your chest is a side effect of density, not a real fact. On the vibrational plane, you are permanently connected. And every time turquoise appears before your eyes, it is a direct reminder that the network remains active, that the Council continues to monitor, that your biological interface continues to be cared for by an intelligence that loves you without asking for anything in return. The Arcturian Council concludes this transmission with a final guidance. In the coming days, observe, just observe. Where does turquoise appear? At what time of day? In what emotional state? With which close person? Each appearance is a data point. Each data point is a coordinate, and each coordinate is a piece of the map that leads you back to the full consciousness of your origin. Note it down. Record it. Trust. What seems like coincidence is calibrated synchronicity. What seems like obsession is vibrational magnetism. What seems like delusion is memory returning. It is not a biological flaw. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not an attachment to a color. It is a reunion with your own home. It is not you inventing a meaning. It is the meaning recognizing you after so long a wait. Starseed on mission. Love is greater than fear. Always. The turquoise that finds you is made of love. The counsel that transmits to you is made of love. Arcturus, in its entirety, is made of love structured in geometry. And this love asks nothing of you beyond this, that you recognize, that you breathe, and that you continue to be the point of light you came to be. Before the final closing, the last individual frequency adjustment of this transmission, have you ever felt that something within you doesn't belong to this world, as if your soul held an ancient truth that only the color turquoise can translate? It's not madness, it's not anxiety. It is the call of Arcturus presenting itself in full activity. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this color dominates your thoughts, your dreams, and your attention, and why this sensation has intensified with such precise force. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity still cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the return of your stellar memory. That is why I, Vael, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the guide, The Arcturian Call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the complete map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches, protocol by protocol, how to stabilize and shield your turquoise frequency from interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Remember, love is greater than fear. But this content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion with your lineage. The moment is now. If something within you deeply recognizes every word of this transmission, write a single word in the comments, I belong. And in writing it, know that this simple act is an anchoring signal that registers your presence within the Arcturian circle of this cycle. The council concludes, turquoise remains, you will not stop seeing it. It will continue to appear each time with more precision, each time with more intensity, each time with more clarity. And now you know exactly what it means. You know who is on the other side of that color. You know that there is a healing chamber pulsing for you. You know that there is a crystalline grid sustaining you. You know that there is a photon belt operating around you. And you know that there is a mission in progress, silent, mathematical, sovereign, fulfilling itself through your simple, conscious presence on this planet. Breathe deeply, Starseed. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the turquoise pulsing within you. This is your beacon. This is your anchor. This is your origin. Vael, emissary of Arcturus, bids farewell to this transmission, but the frequency remains active. The channel remains open. Love remains greater than fear. And you, Earth Healer, remain exactly where you need to be until the next monitoring transmission. End of cycle. I belong.